been a while since my last video, but this weekend I am in Salt Lake City, Utah with my friend, Puma. We are going to be counting down the top 10 things to do here in Salt Lake City. Number 10 is going to be Wasatch Brewery, where I'm enjoying a polygamy brew and a buffalo burger. Word to the wise though, here in the state of Utah, beer has to be under 4% ABV, so you have to drink a couple of these to get a little buzzed. Addendum to number 10, if you want a better dining experience, come here to Salt Lake Brewery. However, Wasatch Brewery is the brewery that makes all the beers for all of these places. But this place over here, downtown, a little bit cooler. Alright, so number 9 on our list of the top 10 things to do here in Salt Lake City, we are in front of the Family History Library, where my family has been lying to me for years and have no records whatsoever. However, my friend Israel was able to find a shit ton of records. So, as long as your family's not lying to you like they do to me, come here, find out who your great-grandfather was, and you might be surprised. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Do not sleep on Catholic churches. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for the past 3,000 years. We know our way around a church. So the next one on our list is, right behind me, the Cathedral of Madeleine. Most people, when they think of Salt Lake City, they think of the Mormon Tabernacle and other churches of that sort. But you would be remiss if you were not to come to this church, which is on the National Historic Register and is an amazing example of Neo-Gothic architecture. Alright, we're at number 7 here on our list of the top 10 things to do here in Salt Lake City. Right here behind me is the Salt Lake City and County building, built by Masons back in the 19th century. It is basically Aleister Crowley's wet dream of a building, and it looks super badass. Number 6 on our list, right behind me, Old City Hall. Number 7 was the new City Hall. But right over here, this is the original City Hall structure that is currently the Travel Information Center. But that's not the reason why this is on the list. The reason why this is on the list is because right behind me over here, bam, state capital of Utah. And also, it has really pretty views. Okay, next one on our list is one that is pretty creepy. We are in Salt Lake City Cemetery visiting the grave of one Miss Lily E. Gray, who has a very curious tombstone. We'll look at it right now. No one knows exactly why it is that Lily's gravestone says victim of the beast 666, but you have to admit it's pretty rock and roll. Finding the gravestone can be a little bit difficult, but you want to get over to the top right-hand corner of the cemetery, over to 355 North and 1200 East. Once you're there, that corner over there is 355 North and 1200 East, you want to follow the tree line. So, if you find the second tree and move down, you'll be able to find Lily's grave. The other way, looking to the south corner, is to find the third tree in the tree line and then come straight up. And there you have it. This is the TRACY Aviary, one of the only and largest aviaries in the entire country. An aviary is kind of like a zoo, but it just has birds. So behind me over here, very special bird. This is the golden eagle. It is the national emblem of several countries, but most importantly, Mexico and also Kazakhstan. So right behind me, golden eagles. For those of you wondering why it is that the eagles are not flying away and pecking out people's eyes, it's because they are all injured birds. And so the TRACY Aviary also is a conservatory. So birds that were injured in the wild come here and are taken care of in their later years. This aviary is actually located in Liberty Park, and we're going to be taking a look at that coming up next. Utahns by nature are an outdoorsy people, REI is basically their Prada, Columbia is like their Old Navy. And so if you want to see Utahns in their natural environment, it behooves you to go to Liberty Park, which is a large central park located not too far from downtown, where they have a number of outdoor activities, greenhouses, the aviary, amusement park rides, and a bunch of other stuff. And Liberty Park also deserves a spot because there's not a lot of places in the world where you can get this much green against the backdrop of snow-capped mountains. Honorable mention, doesn't earn a spot on the list, but is the Orpheum building here in downtown Salt Lake City. The reason why I'm choosing this is because to see Art Nouveau in an American city is very, very rare, and right here we have a prime example of an Art Nouveau building, and plus there's some family resemblance. Okay, we're about to hit up our next spot on must-see Salt Lake City. Full disclosure, I have a couple beers in me, but we're gonna go see a sculpture garden done by a Mormon mystic by the name of Thomas Battersby Child Jr. And supposedly there is a statue of Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism, as a sphinx, as well as some other cryptic-ish, mystic-ish images. Cannot talk about Salt Lake City without talking about what? The Mormons. So we are about to go see Temple Square, which is the location of the largest Mormon temple in the country. This temple was built in the 19th century after the Mormons fled Nauvoo, Illinois. That's where Joseph Smith met his untimely demise at the hands of a bunch of villagers that we presume had pitchforks. And then Brigham Young brought the new Mormon church here to Salt Lake City and decided that this was going to be the place that he was going to build it. So we're going to look at it right now. But a pro Salt Lake City travel tip: come to Temple Square right when it's dusk, because you get to see it both in the sunlight when the sun is going down and also when they light it up. When it's all lit up like that, it kind of looks like a fancy White Castle. Okay, next on our list is the Natural History Museum of Utah, which is located at the University of Utah campus. The actual museum itself is pretty cool, but the real reason why you should come here is because it has an awesome view of downtown Salt Lake City and all the mountains around. Plus, a lot of cool exhibits inside regarding Utah and its unique topography. One of the coolest things about the museum is its large collection of dinosaur bones. Utah is home to the Cleveland Lloyd Quarry, which is the site of the largest and densest collection of Jurassic-era bones in the entire world. As a result, the museum has a world-class collection of dinosaur bones, as well as an on-site laboratory that's used to classify them, and that can be seen by visitors. Okay, we are at Big Cottonwood Canyon, listed as the #1 place to visit here in Salt Lake City on TripAdvisor. However, it is not our first. It is extremely beautiful. It has your requisite river down there. It's got the big mountains, pine trees, etc. Beautiful, gorgeous, not our #1. Why? Because there's a lot of places that have really beautiful canyons, and our #1 is going to be saved for something that is uniquely Salt Lake City. Okay, so we've reached our #1 thing to do here in Salt Lake City. We are at Antelope Island, the largest island in the Great Salt Lake. This place is fucking gorgeous. It has mountains, as you can see, and right behind me, the pièce de résistance, the actual Great Salt Lake, and a bunch of buffalo. So the really cool thing about Antelope Island is that we're only about 20 miles outside of Salt Lake City, and still you have all of this. These buffalo have always been here. On Antelope Island there was a ranch where the owner decided that he wanted to keep a herd of buffalo even though they were being shot and killed across the country, because he thought he could make money by bringing in tourists to shoot them here on the island. So even though it started off as a sad thing, it's actually pretty cool because this buffalo population has always been here. Alright, so that finishes off our list of the top 10 things to do in Salt Lake City. There's a lot of other cool stuff to do there, so if you have any recommendations, put them in the comments below, and happy travels.
Stalin say like and subscribe.